I'm Emily Severage, and you're watching the East Daily Download.
That's great. Let's do it.
Welcome to the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download.
I'm Anissa Sakile with the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download.
Welcome to the East Daily Download.
This is the East Daily Download. That's right. This is the East Daily Download.
So let's get started.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I'll be your tour guide on this very special West of 95 edition of the East Daily Download. Today we're west of 95. It is very windy. It is very overcast because we are in the mountains. We are in Grandfather Mountain specifically in western North Carolina. Normally these are one-tank trips. This is probably an overnight trip if you want to get really technical about it, but that's okay. It's a good time. Today, like I said, is very overcast, very windy. Hopefully you can hear me okay. We're going to go over the Swinging Bridge in today's episode. It's a great landmark. It's a lot of fun up here. So let's check it out. Let's check this first story out, and we'll be back in a little bit here on the East Daily Download as we begin our trek to Grandfather Mountain Swinging Bridge. Let's do it.
We've all been really focused on washing our hands multiple times throughout the day for at least 20 seconds each to stop the spread of COVID-19. And according to SkinBar MD, your skin has properties that help fight off infections and illnesses. So if you're washing your hands throughout the day consistently, you need to make sure you consider moisturizing them as well, because if you don't, your skin will get cracked and dry, and broken skin can cause and lead to infections, and the same type of issues that you were trying to avoid by washing your hands can be undone. So I have a few items here where you can create your own scrubs from home, and a lot of these things you might already have in your kitchen. So we have some brown sugar, we have some essential oil, your favorite essential oil, whatever, and then also coconut oil. You start by combining the brown sugar with the coconut oil. The sugar particles are small and they're also soft, so they make a great exfoliant for the skin. I'm going to be using this scrub on my hands. Mix it all together, and then you add a few drops of your favorite essential oil. Mine is this peppermint oil. I use it for my hair. My mom got me into essential oils some years ago. And just like one smell of it kind of gets your senses going. And again, it's all about finding items that hopefully you can make this without even having to leave the house. So other type of oils, you know, if you wanted to have a certain smell, can work out well with this. All right, let's see. Next, you want to massage the scrub into your hands. Then add more, kind of really get it all on your hands here. Feeling good, feeling moisturized. This is a scrub that hopefully you can make from items that you have at home without even having to leave the house. And make sure you put it in some type of container so you can keep it for a while. And hopefully it'll last you through this whole pandemic, through this whole stay-at-home order. And stay safe, everybody. Stay moisturized, keep washing your hands. I'm Anissa Sakile with the East Daily Download.
The following is a ridiculous promotional announcement from Eastern North Carolina CW. It's time to laugh because we've assembled the funniest sitcoms of all time for you. Seinfeld.
I was in the pool! Who wants to have some fun?
Who hasn't pulled in the lane on the dance floor? I know I have.
Pick up your remote today, and remember this collection is not sold in stores. It's only available through this television offer.
I mean, if you were to buy this collection in a store, it would cost you a fortune.
But wait, there's more. If you tune your remote now to Eastern North Carolina CW, you'll get all the best laughs from the Goldbergs.
No way.
I love the Goldbergs. If it's on TV, I'm gonna watch, because what else am I gonna do?
If you act right now, this set of shows won't set you back a month's salary. You'll get them for free.
A collection like this? Ha! You can't put a price on that.
Get your daily dose of classic laughs from the greatest sitcoms of all time on Eastern North Carolina CW.
Hey, we're back here at the East Daily Download. We are west of 95 today, dressed for the occasion because it is windy. Well, it's actually cloudy. It's not even windy. It's just clouds. There's wind. We're at Grandfather Mountain. We're at the top of Grandfather Mountain. The swinging bridge is this way. We're going to do that today. Woo! I'm a little winded from the hike up here. I tell you what, it's hard to see it. So we'll see what we can do. I don't know how clear this is going to be today, but that's part of the experience of coming up here. We actually went through Forrest Gump, went through one of the turns that Forrest Gump actually runs in the movie. So there's a lot of great scenery up here. It is a little cold right now, but that's okay because we're at the top, 5,000 foot elevation or so, maybe a little bit higher than that. And the Mile High Bridge is right over here. So check this story out. We're back here on the East Daily Download.
Randy, thank you so much for joining me today.
I'm really happy to be here. Thank you.
For sure. So tell me about your organization.
Well, the name is the North Carolina Association of Free and Charitable Clinics, and we exist 68 clinics strong across all of North Carolina to take care of folks that don't have health insurance. So last year, we cared for more than 82,000 people in North Carolina that did not have health insurance. We gave them access to a medical home.
That's incredible. So tell me why this work is so important, especially now.
Well, yes, especially now with COVID-19, every person in our state needs to be cared for and cared about. But whether or not they have health insurance really is immaterial. We need to be sure they have health. And so our purpose is to reach out to folks that don't have health insurance to see that their medical needs are being met. We're seeing many new patients during COVID-19 because so many people in North Carolina have lost their jobs. So we're right now experiencing somewhere between 10.5% and 13% new patients every month in our clinics. The main service that's offered at a free clinic is often primary care, but you'd be surprised what else can be found there as well. Sometimes you can find specialty care physicians who are making rounds to visit the free clinic. You can also find dental care in some clinics. Pharmacy is very prevalent in our clinics, free pharmaceuticals. You might find optometry. And then surprisingly, you may also find some social services, like many of our clinics have food banks, they have access to transportation, and they have ways to help people have their whole health improved.
So it's a free clinic. And so obviously the idea is that people aren't paying for these services. So how do you guys stay funded?
A very good question, and one that we live with every day. This is charity work. And so most of the support that we have comes from donors. And those donors can be individuals. We really value and appreciate their gifts, but oftentimes it's corporations that choose to give. And a surprising donor often is our insurance companies, because they also are in our business. They are in the business of health, and they want to be sure that our patients are taken care of.
How does Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, how did they help support your mission?
The Blue Cross organization has been a faithful partner of free and charitable clinics for more than 12 years, first through their foundation, but now it's the actual insurance company that is supporting our work. They have helped us over the years gain access to new locations. They've helped us improve our health outcomes. And now they're helping us reach out into rural North Carolina.
What do you guys need from communities or businesses or local organizations to keep going on this mission?
Well, I've often said that North Carolina's free and charitable clinics are one of our state's best kept secrets. So things like this really help us to get our message out. But we also need folks to understand our work and to make decisions to support it. Financial support is one of the big issues.
If people out there are interested in learning more, maybe donating some time, where can they go to find more information?
Well, our website is a pretty full website. It's got lots of that kind of information. You can find us at ncascc.org. And on there, there's the ability to donate online. You'll find the appropriate addresses, and we would appreciate any support that comes our way.
Thank you so much for your time, Randy, and for all the work you and your colleagues are doing.
Thank you. I appreciate the chance to share with you.
To live up to J-Lo. Nobody wants to do that.
Hi, Entertainment Tonight. I'm Jennifer Lopez, and you're on the set of Selena. Welcome.
I love the movie. I grew up watching that movie over and over and over and over again, and am a huge fan of Jennifer Lopez.
J-Lo and Christian both recreated some of Selena's most iconic looks, from her white bustier to her purple jumpsuit. There's the curly hair and bangs. But ET has learned Christian won't be singing Selena's hit in her new Netflix version. They'll be using Selena's original recordings. J-Lo didn't sing in her 1997 biopic either.
I'll be lip syncing all the songs in the movie. It's better that way, I think.
I started working with a dialect coach on my own before I had the job. And I started working with my singing coach before I booked the job. And he also helped me with the audition. And the thing that really benefited us is that my hair's not much different than her own, and I had already cut it myself in an attempt to force them to hire me and nobody else.
Part 1 of the 2-part Selena the series premieres in December. Executive produced by Selena's family, it also stars Eva Longoria's Desperate Housewives husband, Ricardo Chavera, minus the goatee as Selena's father.
I have to do what the fans want. I have to be her, and that's a lot of pressure.
And we'll have much more on the next Entertainment Tonight. I'm Nichelle Turner. Now back to you.
Now downloading Conversations with
Sydney and Eli feel about this, and do they want residuals?
Well, so it's really funny. They're both now teenagers.
Yeah.
Both of them are 16. The 16-year-old girl, my daughter, thinks it's very cool and she thinks it's fun. And the 16-year-old boy is like, cool. Like, you know, it takes a lot to impress a 16-year-old boy at that stage of their life. So,
if you did a video game out of it, he'd probably be all on board.
Exactly. But yeah, it was fun to watch them read it for the first time. That was really, fun to kind of see the little grin on their face. And
Were you nervous about the reaction?
Yeah, 100%. I will tell you that I was nervous about the reaction in general. When you're in the news business or you have a writing background, rejection is really a part of the creative process. Like it doesn't faze me in the slightest. You don't want to do this article that I'm writing? No problem. I'll go write it somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not personal.
It's not personal because this story does have such a personal beginning for me. It felt like much more of a tougher rejection. And so I was like, I think that may be why I put it off too, because there was this element of, if they don't like these kids or they don't like this story, it's like rejecting my life,
Yeah.
So I was absolutely worried about it, and really it was a good practice for me, and just trusting the journey and doing that thing that has always been on your heart, and you get to my age, as you made the reference of old friends, and you just start.
Hey, I'm there with
deciding that life's too short, and you got to do the thing that's on your heart, or you're going to regret it.
Hey Eastern North Carolina, I'm Alexa Kay with the Down Eastwood Ducks, the baseball team in Kinston, North Carolina. And just because we don't have baseball right now, doesn't mean we can't give you guys a tour of the stadium. Let's go check it out. Well, we are at the first stop on our stadium tour, which is obviously the bullpen. This is where all of our pitchers are going to be warming up, and if they're a reliever, they're going to be hanging out over here while the game's going on, getting ready to be called in. Let's see what's next. Okay, the next stop on our tour is the Wood Ducks dugout, which is a crucial part of any baseball complex. Most fans would not get to see it, so we're just giving you guys a sneak peek. Here it is. And the next stop on our tour are the batting cages, which are pretty self-explanatory, but not everybody gets to see them, so we wanted to make sure that you got to. Next stop, let's go. Okay, the last stop on our tour is the Woody's Press Box. This is where our visiting and home broadcasters sit, and our PA guy, and a lot more important people up here. I spend a lot of time up here before games getting ready for the show that we put on for you guys, and we definitely wanted you all to have a sneak peek and a behind the scenes of the press box. So here you go. We miss you, we miss baseball, and go Wood Ducks.
Army veteran Bill Lynn has a warehouse full of military mementos.
To us, this is very personal.
But this
is the artifact here just below my hand.
This might be his most prized possession. It once belonged to Eddie Sternot, who got the Catholic prayer book as a little boy. A few years later, he took it with him to World War II.
Where on the 13th of January 1945, he was killed in action in a place called Bois Jacques.
Sternot was buried here in this American cemetery in Belgium, but his book, it stayed on the battleground. 60-plus years later, fate brought it to Bill Lynn at a church service nearby in Belgium, honoring Battle of the Bulge heroes. A woman approached him.
And she explained that her father was a woodcutter in 1947. He was chopping wood in that forest. This book, as it turns out, had his name and address in Wisconsin inside.
So Bill did some research and found out just a week before Eddie died, he did something heroic. He and his men held off a German attack while taking tank fire. He no doubt saved American lives.
This is to certify that the President of the United States of America has awarded the Bronze Star Medal to Staff Sergeant Edmund J. Sternot, United States Army.
Last Veterans Day in California, 75 years after his death, Eddie Sternot finally got a Silver Star, a Bronze Star, and a Purple Heart.
It's wonderful.
And there to receive those medals was his little cousin Dolores, his only living relative.
And I'm glad he finally got his due justice.
All thanks to a veteran who helped write this little book's final chapter.
The worst thing is not to die in combat. The worst thing is to be forgotten.
For Veterans Voices, I'm Jeremy Hubbard.
With recent health concerns, we wanted to share some ways to keep your vehicle clean. Disinfect all high-touch areas where there's most contact with bare skin, like the steering wheel, handles, lock buttons, seat belts and buckles, mirrors, radio dials, and climate control buttons. Sanitize your hands about every hour just to be safe, and listen to all the latest alerts from health officials. From all of us here at Don Williamson Nissan, stay safe. We're thinking of you.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the East Daily Download. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us. We're at Grandfather Mountain. As you can see, there's some people behind me walking over the bridge. It is very windy. It's cloudy. It's not foggy or anything. It's actually clouds. And it is a great time up here. This is probably more than a one-tank trip. This is probably an overnight trip from Eastern North Carolina, but it's well worth it. There's lots of great hiking up here, very diverse. So I recommend getting out here and enjoying Grandfather Mountain. It's a great time. We will see you on the next edition of the East Daily Download. Have a great day, everybody. And until then, I'm going to go hike.
Tomorrow on the East Daily Download, we'll have a new Fashion Friday. Kelsey will bring you a Feel-Good Friday, and we'll have a look back at our live at Whirligig stage interviews and performances. That's tomorrow for the East Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina CW.